Hey everyone, I'm Michael Bruce, CMO at Agent Moves, and welcome to our Good to Great series. We're all about sharing amazing stories of top realtors and how they got there so we can help make more realtors great. So let's jump in today with our guest. I'd like you to meet Edith Espinola. And if you've been following some of these videos, we really focus on experienced realtors. And what we like to do is, talk about something different than realty, how they got involved. We're going to get into that in a minute, but love to talk about Edith. And something really unique about Edith is, I'm not going to get this right, but I'll let her talk about it. She's a spiritual coach and I guess specializes in manifestation and visualization. So I would love to hear more about this. I think I can use Edith after this call personally, but that's another story. So Edith, tell us about it, please.
Well, thank you so much for having me here today, Michael. I really appreciate it. I am a spiritual coach and I help people to manifest a beautiful life, to manifest the life of their dreams. And working with me helps them to understand how powerful they truly are within themselves. And if they can just believe and if they're brave enough to focus on what they really want and ready to put the intention forward on that, then I can help them achieve it.
Wow, wow. I love that. You don't know this, but I happen to have two, my wife and my middle son are both therapists.
Oh, okay.
And my daughter, don't ask, she's a neuropsychologist, but I might hit you up for my older son. He can actually use you greatly.
Oh,
But and maybe me as well. But that's fabulous. I love that. I love, I find like a commonality among agents is helping people. And
yes.
you are kind of at another level of how your life in helping people, and then how you've brought that to to this real estate world. So tell us about that. Which came first of all, and how did you get involved in real estate?
So, all my life, I've just had this ability to help people, and I've always enjoyed seeing how just saying one phrase or one word to help them remember who they are. I love seeing that light within them spark. And then it just helps them to stand in their power and move forward. And so I've always done that, but real estate was actually the career that came first. I married an architect. And so homes were very important in our family, and we would always go and look at homes. I grew up with parents who only bought new construction. So
Wow.
we were always going to model homes. So I just had this appreciation, affinity, and love for homes and how people live in them. So, when I started to do real estate, I was really active in my children's elementary school. I was the PTA president and the fundraising chair. And so I knew a lot of people. So when I decided to start my career in real estate, I had already gained the trust
Yeah.
with the people that live in my community. So, starting in real estate actually was very easy for me, and I was rookie of the year. It was so easy that it just came to me. And then life just got really wonderful. And then a few years later, my husband died of a massive heart attack. And it was such a shock that it really stopped me in my tracks. And it brought me down to a year of finding out who I truly am and finding out what I wanted in life and learning and studying about energy and manifestation and creating the life of our dreams. And I decided to apply that. And once I started to apply it in my life, of going for what I want and being really clear, I was able to bring that to my transactions with my real estate clients
Wow.
because a home, I mean, that's where we get to be our natural, authentic self on this big planet, is in that container that we lovingly call home. So helping people to find the home of their dreams that aligns with how they live their life and how they envision their future to be. That is one of the greatest gifts that I have as a realtor that I receive from my clients.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you just, what you've been through. First, amazing, right? That amazing how life, throws things at you, with your family in all of these new homes, and then you find an architect, marry an architect. I mean, so just quite amazing, but it makes sense, the attraction, and enjoying him, and then boy, to deal with what you dealt with, truly an inspiration, to turn around, at a young point in your life. Really, it's a young husband that you lost, and
Yes.
be able to, make this change is just absolutely inspirational. So tell me about, okay, rookie of the year, great. You get going now. How many years are you an agent?
I've been doing real estate for 21 years now.
Wow.
And it has been quite the ride. So I did start out as Rookie of the Year, and I kind of sat on my laurels for my second year thinking, oh, it was so easy, it'll come to me. It didn't. So then I decided if I'm going to do this career, then I need to be all in. I know I could be successful. I started off that way. So I just wanted to make sure that I did what I learned to do.
Mhm.
So being with Keller Williams, I don't know if that's okay to say,
Sure, absolutely.
being with my brokerage, a lot of it is learning how to do real estate. And so I applied the systems, the tools, and the models, and I focused on what I did best, and that was building my business through relationships. So once I started to focus on that, then my business started to grow, and I started a team, and it's been wonderful.
Wow. Well, yeah. So talk a little bit about that, about, um, I guess some of the challenges then that you face. Great, you got involved, got deep into the training and, looking at all the systems and processes and so forth, right? And now things start taking off those first few years. What were some of the earlier challenges that you faced?
Let's see. Some of the earlier challenges was I had to overcome my fear of making phone calls
Mhm.
to my database. Now, my database was mostly family and friends. So these were all people who knew me and I knew them on a personal level.
Yeah.
So the fear of being worried that I was interrupting them, they didn't want to hear from me, I was bothering them. Like that fear I came to realize was unfounded because whenever I did call somebody in my database, then they were happy to hear from me and it was wonderful and we got to catch up and bring our relationship to the present moment of that phone call. How are you doing? How are the kids? What's new? This is what I'm doing. This is what's new. These are my kids. And we would hang up and leave with such a good feeling of nurturing our relationship. And so for the 21 years, that's just what I've done. Once I realized that I wasn't bothering them, that it was a wonderful time to have a conversation. If it was short, that's okay. They knew I was thinking of them, and so that was probably my biggest challenge.
Right. Excellent. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that, to getting it started, right? That fear of knocking on doors, of making that phone call, right? Um, yeah. So, um, as you look at your database and, like, spot on, right? Great. I find, like, agents that, like you, that did get involved in the school with their kids, involved in the community. All of a sudden, that sphere of influence becomes huge, right? And
Yeah.
you have this great database. So what do you do to, besides phone calls now? Now it's, 20 years later. How do you nurture your database?
Well, for the majority of my career, it has been phone calls and face-to-face meetings with people and events and parties because I'm very much an in-person type of relationship person. So, also, what I do is I'm very active on social media. Well,
Mhm.
probably not as much as I should be, but I am active. And I do try to connect with the people that I know so that when they respond to something that I post, and I try to post something that's of value or something that I share with myself, about myself with my family and friends, That's worked really well. And then with my database, they get updates on how I'm doing. Over the years, I've tried newsletters that would go out in the mail, then newsletters that would go in email. And I've kind of gotten away a little bit from the newsletters, but I'm finding that it's probably time to bring that back just to make sure that I keep in connection and communication with my clients. I'm always sending out something,
Good.
whether it's personal to them or this is the market update, this is my new listing, this is what's going on with the interest rates. So something of value.
All right. Good. Good. Excellent. Yeah, that's makes great sense. That is, what I see as, leaning in the agents that are successful, right? They're leaning into this more with sharing wisdom, sharing value. Social media definitely huge. Being consistent. Things I see being a challenge for agents are consistency around some of this. They tend to like, okay, we're going to do it like maybe in the past with your newsletter. Then you get so busy, I can't get it out this month or this quarter, but business is good right now, right? And I
Yes.
see a lot of that happening. Can you relate to that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely guilty. When I get so busy, I don't get out in everything that I want to get out to my clients. So when I'm busy, I feel bad, I'm not communicating as much. But then when things slow down, then I've got like all these phone calls. My days are filled with phone calls and coffee dates and happy hours and dinners and lunches and breakfasts, and it's like a big social time.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can see again 20 years plus in the business, your sphere is so big. With the events, I can see it being nonstop, if you will, and hard to maybe do some of the other, tactics, that can, keep you. I'm sure you're unforgettable to begin with, right? But we do know, right, some of the statistics in this industry, boggled my mind, like I think it's something like 75% of people do not use the same agent to sell their house that sold them because they don't remember who they are, right?
Right.
You know,
Right. That's absolutely correct. And that's one of the things that we do. Or so I teach classes to the agents in my office to help further their career. So one of the things that I make sure that they know is just make sure that you stay in contact somehow so that you are staying and top of mind in your database. Because if the clients don't hear from us, we're no longer part of their daily life like we were when we were helping them buy or sell their home. It's a very intimate relationship being someone's agent. And so we're close, and that's important. And then when everybody is like settled down and they're living in their home and living their life, if we don't stay connected, then we just become part of the memory of what happened instead of staying as like a powerful connection to anything related to the home.
yeah, yeah. And then you add on top of that, I think the other stat that's incredible is I think about 80% of people only see one agent. So
Yes.
if you're not the first one in, if they didn't remember you and you're not the first one in, that leaves you 20% of the world, your world, right, that might see a number of agents. So to be memorable and be the first one in seems just critical within this industry.
Yes, absolutely. So that's really important when it comes to repeat clients. And then also teaching your database how to refer you to their family and friends. Because having an agent referred is like the greatest compliment.
Yeah,
And that's how people find their realtors, is when someone refers them to one.
yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. So tell me about now 2025. What are your goals?
Oh, so my goals are to work with clients who want to work with me. And the reason I say it that way is I like to really bring a lot of joy to the transaction. And so being in alignment and having a true connection with my clients makes the transaction so much more enjoyable. Whatever stress is normal to buying or selling a home, it doesn't feel as heavy or as stressful
Mhm.
because one, I'm helping to guide them through what they want and what they need. I bring my 21 years experience and expertise, and then we're having fun while we're doing it.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, you got to have fun. Your perspective doing this 20 years, it's very different. Even 5 years, 10 years in, wanting to work with people that you want to work with, right? You have a different, sensibility and ability to, say no,
Right,
if
right.
it's not the right fit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, saying no to a potential client, it's very powerful because if, as an agent, I know who I want to work with and I know how I work, and I could tell if we're going to work well together.
Mhm.
And if we're not going to work well together, then, I can say, let me refer you to another agent because I know that working with me is probably not what you're thinking. I know it doesn't resonate with me as well, and I've always gotten good results that way. And working with people who want to work with me, that not only makes it fun and enjoyable, but I think that with my focus on trying to find the people who are in alignment with my style, that I'll just naturally increase my business.
Mhm. So, yeah, beautiful. So, what's the goal on increasing the business? Is it 10%, 20? Are you shooting for something this year?
Well, I want to double it.
Wow, beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like
I'm
that.
just going all out. I figure,
Mhm.
I'm going to just go for it. I'm going to double it. I'm going to bring everything that I am. And so far, so good.
Okay, excellent. So, what do you see as the challenges in doubling the business now into 2025?
I could see maybe not having enough time to do the administrative work that I have been doing. So it'll be time to really bite the bullet and get myself a new assistant. I've been working solo for a while. So that'll be a challenge to find the right assistant. I
Mhm.
know there's plenty of wonderful people out there, just need to find the right one.
Yeah,
Another challenge is um, uh, making sure that I find the people who are looking for me. So instead of like really chasing people, I'm working on attracting clients.
very nice, very nice. Love that. Yeah, so
Thank you.
look, this is great. I think what I hope to get out of these interviews is for other agents, right, to just get a nugget of information that they can use. And even though, we're talking mainly to agents like in that 10 to 20 year plus, this is all about good to great, right? Helping agents that are already successful. How do you scale and get to the next level? What are things that, agents are doing to get to that next level? It also works for newbies that are coming in that want to look at some of these videos and see how the heck did Edith get here. And I think you've shared some really wonderful nuggets of information that should really be able to help a lot of people.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. I do have something that I could say to the newbies.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you're a newbie in real estate, but you're not a newbie in life. The career that you had before you started real estate, it brought you a lot of really good traits and skills that you're bringing with you. You're not brand new to life or real estate, just real estate. So remember how powerful you are and that you have what it takes to help others achieve their goals in real estate of finding their new home or selling their home to move to the next step in their life. You're doing that now. You're moving to the next step in your life. So you may not be aware, but you know how to help your clients move to the next step in theirs.
What a great message. Well, you've motivated me. I want to get up and start selling something. So
Well, Well, good. Come on over.
Well,
I'll
helping people, not selling something. Edith, thank you so, so much. I love this. And people watching, please follow Edith on social media. Hopefully, follow us as well. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And until the next agent, Edith, thanks again and wish you all the great success.
Thank you so much, Michael. I've really appreciated it.